Culers, estic preparat.
Okay guys, thank you for joining and welcome back to Barca 360. So in this particular video, I'm looking at some stories making headlines around the football club. We're looking at three different stories. The first one, head coach of the football club, Xavi Hernandez, says that Barcelona already know the players that would leave the club at the end of the season. Look at that story into much details. Again, the head coach would want to sign 7 players in June, assessing potential targets for the football club. That is a report coming in from the football club. We delve so much into that story. And then finally, we look at this story saying that Pedri Gonzalez hints at new Barcelona shirt number. We delve so much also into that story. If you are new on the channel, you are welcome. If you like this video, you may consider hitting on the subscribe button and turning on the post notification bell icon so you get notified whenever there is a new upload on the channel. So enough of the talking, let's get straight into the video. Barcelona faces Celta Vigo tomorrow evening in La Liga. Barcelona come into the game off the back of a 2-1 win over Real Betis at the Estadio Benito Villamarin on Saturday evening. Celta Vigo hammered Alaves 4-0 at the Bayados earlier that afternoon. Barcelona are fighting to finish second in La Liga, something that could significantly help the club's well-publicized financial situation. Celta Vigo are comfortably mid-table in 11th place. Barcelona are 4 points clear of 3rd place Sevilla and 5 clear of 4th place Atletico Madrid. After Celta Vigo, they face Getafe and Villarreal. Celta Vigo closed the season against Elche and Valencia. Due to injuries and suspension, Xavi Hernandez is expected to give minutes to several French players between now and the end of the season, like Riqui Puig. Speaking in comments carried by Mundo Deportivo pre-match, Xavi Hernandez made clear that he believes that many of these players will prove useful during the run-in, whilst admitting there will be several departures during the summer transfer window. We are pretty clear about what is going to be happening in the summer and then who is going to be leaving, Xavi said. It will be difficult to change our position between now and the end of the season. I have things pretty clear with the players and their solutions and their situations. The economic situation of the club affects us, but then these players will be important in these final 3 games. At the end of the season, with our objectives achieved, we'll talk about it, but right now it is too early to talk about it. Moving on to the second story, Xavi Hernandez wants to sign 7 players in June. The current Barcelona board, led by Juan Laporta, is very different to their immediate predecessor in a number of ways. However, their most redeeming quality, as Xavi would attest, is that they are happy to accommodate the manager's needs in the transfer market. They recognize several gaping holes in the team in the winter and signed 4 players according to Xavi's demand, whilst fitting adjusting to their financial strength. Ferran Torres cost 55 million euros, but Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Dani Alves were brought on loan. Adama Traore, meanwhile, joined Barcelona on loan and along with the others have helped secure Champions League football for the club. Xavi's list does not end there, though, as El Chiringuito reports that he wants Barcelona to sign 7 players in the summer: a goalkeeper, a right back, left back, centre back, 2 midfielders and 2 forwards. In defense, it is safe to assume that goalkeeper in question would serve as a backup to Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Neto is expected to leave and Inaki Peña's future is far from certain. As such, the club is looking to bring in a goalkeeper who could complement the German, and they have enough competition for him. Barcelona are linked to several fullbacks, with nearly 10 left backs being assessed by the club according to reports. However, Marcos Alonso seems to be leading the race, but the likes of Xavi Garlin and Alejandro Gilmado are also realistic options. Bona Sosa has been linked with a move as well, but is almost definitely behind the Spanish trio on Barcelona's agenda. On the right back, Nazim Mazraoui was an option for a while, but now seems to be on his way to Bayern Munich. Cesar Azpilicueta is now a chosen option, but his move depends on the new owner's willingness to negotiate. Barcelona have already completed the signing of Andres Christensen on a free transfer from Chelsea, and the report does not say whether or not the club is looking for another centre-back apart from him. Now in the midfield, Much like Christensen, the deal to bring in Franck Kessie on a Bosman move seems to be complete, and it would be safe to assume one of the two midfielders in question in the report is him. Other than that, Barcelona is linked with a few other midfielders. Bernardo Silva probably steals all the headlines, but Carlos Soler and Ruben Neves are definitely on their radars as well. The transfer for either of them, though, is far-fetched right now. In attack, by this time it is an open secret that Barcelona wants to sign a striker in the summer after chasing Haaland for over 6 months. It looks like they failed, instead looking at Robert Lewandowski. Recent reports suggest that the club is confident about pulling off a move for him in the summer, even though Bayern Munich seemed publicly firm on their stance about not letting him leave. The other forward is likely to be a winger. Raphinha is the name that jumps off the list immediately. Recent reports have suggested that the Blaugrana want to sign the Brazilian, even if Ousmane Dembele renews his contract. With Leeds United in a relegation zone, he could cost as little as 25 million euros. Moving on to the last story. Pedri Gonzalez hints at new Barcelona shirt number. Barcelona's midfielder Pedri has dropped a hint that he could be set for a new number in time for next season. The Spanish international currently wears the number 16, but has announced he's launching a new website with the domain name Pedri Gonzalez 8.Espana. Of course, the suggestion is that this means Pedri will wear the number 8 next season and take over from Dani Alves, who currently has the number. Dani Alves has said in a recent interview with Mundo Deportivo that he knows Pedri Gonzalez likes the number 8 and is plain that if he wants it, he can take it. The offer did come with a warning from the Brazilian, though he told Pedri that he must defend it well because this shirt has been worn by great players, very special players, especially Andres Iniesta and Hristo Stoichkov. They are people who have done a lot for the club. Pedri does seem destined to wear the number 8 at some point, particularly as it previously belonged to Andres Iniesta. The player, the youngster, has also admitted he idolized so much he even wanted his haircut. So guys, this brings us to the end of this particular video. You saw 3 different stories. The first one, Xavi Hernandez says that Barcelona knows the players that would leave the club in the summer again. So that Xavi wants to sign 7 players in the club. And then finally, we saw that Pedri Gonzalez hints at new Barcelona shirt number. Let's see your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions in the comment section below. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for joining. Kindly do stay safe. Until next time, it's a bye-bye.